The front door slammed against the wall so hard my family photos rattled. A woman in her 50s stormed into my kitchen, face twisted in rage, waving a clipboard like it was a weapon. The HOA president pin on her blazer caught the sunlight streaming through my window. "This is the third violation this month," she shrieked, voice so shrill it could shatter glass. "Your grass is half an inch too tall. Your garbage cans were visible for 37 minutes past pickup. And don't even get me started on that mailbox." I stood frozen in the doorway, coffee mug still in my hand, watching this stranger march through my home like she owned it. She even opened my fridge and frowned like it had personally offended her. "Excuse me," I said, keeping my voice calm despite my pulse racing. "You need to leave now." She turned sharply, bleached blonde hair whipping. "I'm Karen Thompson, president of the Willowbrook HOA, and I have every right to inspect properties for compliance." 3 weeks earlier, I'd moved into this quiet suburban neighborhood. After 20 years on the police force, I'm Detective James Morrison, decorated officer, used to handling tense situations. I wanted peace. But Karen? She had other plans. From day one, she made my property her personal battleground. The mailbox? 2 inches too low. An oil stain the size of a coin? Violation of subsection? 12.4. Even my American flag was the wrong shade of blue. Neighbors warned me. That's just Karen. She'd been HOA president for 5 years, ruling like a dictator. I tried to brush it off. Until the barbecue incident, I'd hosted a small Saturday get-together, burgers, light music, wrapped up by 8 p.m., but Karen showed up at 6:30 with a tape measure. 4.7 feet, she announced triumphantly. Regulations say grills must be 5 feet from the property line. After that, the harassment turned into psychological warfare. Anonymous all-caps notes on my door, photos taken over my fence at all hours, even climbing a stepladder to peer into my garage. Then came that afternoon. I was in the backyard, replacing fence boards, noise-canceling headphones on. She saw her chance. My front door was unlocked while I carried lumber. Karen slipped inside like a thief, certain she'd catch me in some violation worthy of expulsion. What she didn't know was that she was about to commit a felony in a cop's house. I walked back into my house after nearly an hour of fence repairs, sweat drying on my neck, thinking only of grabbing a cold drink. What I found stopped me dead. Karen was bent over my dining table, photographing my mail with her phone. Personal letters, bills, even a birthday card from my mother were spread out like evidence in her imaginary case against me. Several kitchen drawers hung open, my calendar flipped over with notes exposed. "What exactly do you think you're doing?" My voice carried the same edge I'd used in countless interrogations. She straightened, not even embarrassed. "I'm conducting a lawful HOA inspection. You've been reported for numerous violations, and I have the authority to investigate." "No," I said, pulling out my phone to record. "You have zero authority to enter my home without permission. That's called breaking and entering, Karen, trespassing, invasion of privacy, and depending on what you photographed, maybe even identity theft." She barked out a laugh. "Don't be ridiculous. The HOA charter gives me full inspection rights." "Really?" I stepped closer. "Show me where it says that." "I'll wait." Her face flushed as she rifled through her clipboard. "It's implied." "Funny," I said, reaching into my pocket. "Let me show you something, too." When I flipped open my badge, her whole demeanor collapsed. "Detective James Morrison," I said evenly, 20 years on the force. "And that camera in the corner has been recording since the moment you walked in. So has the one in my kitchen and the one at my front door." Her clipboard slipped from her hands. "You're a cop?" she whispered. "That's right. Which means I know exactly what crimes you've just committed." Her voice wavered. I thought I heard you say, 'come in.'" "That's impressive hearing," I cut in. "Considering I was wearing noise-canceling headphones in the backyard." I pulled out my work phone and started dialing. "Dispatch, this is Detective Morrison. Badge 4729. I need units at my residence for a burglary in progress. Suspect is still on scene." Karen's legs buckled, and she sank into a chair. "Please, I have a reputation. I run a real estate agency. This will ruin me." "You should have thought of that before you broke into a police officer's home." Outside, the distant wail of sirens began to grow louder. Karen heard them too. I'll resign from the HOA, she pleaded. I'll approve all your violations. I'll pay for your new fence. You still don't get it, I said, stepping aside as two uniformed officers appeared at the door. This isn't HOA politics anymore. This is criminal behavior. Officer Martinez stepped inside, taking in the scene. The scattered mail, the open drawers, the phone still in Karen's trembling hands. Ma'am, he said with measured professionalism, stand up and put your hands behind your back. Karen shot to her feet. You can't arrest me. I'm the HOA president. I know the mayor. My husband's a lawyer. None of that matters, Martinez replied, producing a pair of handcuffs. You're under arrest for criminal trespass and unlawful entry. The metallic click of the cuffs echoed in my dining room. Karen's face twisted between rage and humiliation as Martinez read her rights. This is ridiculous, she spat. It's his word against mine. Actually, I said, holding up my phone, it's your actions against high-definition video evidence. Martinez's partner gave a low whistle after watching a short clip from my security camera. Open and shut, he muttered, as they led Karen toward the front door. Her eyes darted wildly, and that's when she saw them. The neighborhood, every porch, driveway, and sidewalk was full of people. Word had spread fast. Mrs. Chen from 2 houses down started a slow clap that quickly grew into a chorus of applause. Bob from across the street raised his beer in salute. Karen's cheeks burned, crimson as the officers guided her into the back of the cruiser. She tried one last parting shot. You'll regret this. I'll sue you for false arrest. The entire HOA will come after you. Looking forward to it, I said, giving a small wave as the door shut behind her. The DA didn't take long. My footage, my statement, and witness accounts from neighbors who saw her enter sealed the case. The charges: criminal trespass, unlawful entry, and attempted identity theft. 2 months later, Karen stood in court, no longer the iron-fisted HOA president, but a defendant facing up to 3 years in prison. Her husband's plea negotiations bought her some mercy: 1 year probation, $5,000 in fines, and 200 hours of community service. But the legal punishment was nothing compared to the fallout. The HOA board voted her out unanimously the day after her arrest. Neighbors took turns recounting years of her harassment. Her real estate agency dropped her, citing reputation concerns. The local paper ran her mugshot under the headline, HOA president arrested for breaking into officer's home. The woman who once ruled Willowbrook with a measuring tape and a glare now walked past us quietly, head down, no clipboard in sight. And every time I mow my lawn, I can't help but notice no one's measuring anymore. Did you enjoy this story? Like the video to support the channel. Share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever dealt with an HOA Karen? Subscribe so you never miss more shocking HOA drama stories. Share this video with friends who love real-life entitled people stories.